Living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job? Then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
Young penny for who baby say, if you are seeing her, will be ma will be check. Why not HL? So we'll pay IT, we the 1 year, so we'll pay support. Slam Technology say your #1 partner. Your office will USA, your office will Ghana, so your numbers need to so we should share IT classes, we share career coaching, we share support for business, cybersecurity. Free, na your partner. Yaba see wow. Slam Technologies, transformation with excellence. Free is baby piano,
All right, for more about SVTV Africa, social live on SVTV Africa. Thank God it's Friday. Today is Friday. I hope so. Obia here. Me da SVTV Africa fans nyina say new and old nyina me da mo say we are new make sure so be me adoma no so onye ya make sure so be me subscribe me so na me take it all send be the video ba obenye bi ahwe na wa share Fridays bia munim de me ye your first time na utie wa dia me ne lawyer wisdom aka wise man solicitors edin come every Fridays bia sua de wa say addition information de ekoso udi echi a obehu ne ekoso. Especially in common babedi UK in common babedi or Ghana obetime tie bi or plans up so ko UK a obusu bi o UK a share link we ma no tie bi wo UK so share ma nkrofo no so mun tie bi na aha say no ye de ba enye say yes ye de ba ma hu ne ewom wo question bi so na we bisa lawyer wisdom aka o do betime da two screen so na emene no do a we want question all the bar o type once and one ebi wo ha one question type ya aba fresh for no afi no mo share wa no or the two so no repeat is one question no or the question the two esa o block ebi mo o the question the two or the two time no do e be the two e den a e de be two and repeat you me say ebi mo be repeat is no cool down me wa body nkomo e fa mi DJ nyame share link ni enko time aso me ne wana lawyer wisdom akaho obinfo champion man lawyer boko there
DJ boko what is say
mesimo ya pa bio volume no fom bie ni entie ni eko
what menka
aha sisi ade udem yopo we ya blast cry udem wise man solicitors ye mo akwaba then ekoso waba dia na waba UK for there makato mo say sa efikesim for no ne ade de bia mo de bibi ba mo de sam nkofo we there one day ye ti all of me say oh mo de abramu ye mfa lo bia ba because loss ye de aba ma pem
well they be about share
na sisi ade no mo de abebom o mo si den visas no mo reduce na o mo reduce new way bia mo de o mo si den sisi omo reduce visas and answer then omo sisi omo dey ba omo ye si omo se dey
mechia obi ye hwe for na tie for ina ye gire se obi ahụ ye yeah look as for UK they wow ye dey bia ye change niema dey bia ye change niema we are up to date with every information upe country are most up to date with laws, social happenings, social events. Bibia cost just a BBC companies we are I guess every 10 years and as David a United Kingdom. Yeah, everything every day the laws change as we go.
I mean they mean when you say Mr. T ba o ye nyame wo you know pump my jifu nkofo no so hu no mo so mo ye yes anyama we.
Yeah, nyama dida.
But we more restrictions be maybe I'm also more started there. More copy from Yankee for no because open a buy and that is all put to know into most more tappy be the I am on yama.
Yeah, never did that. Long time ago, also UK, but this is yeah, you see, Uka America, I'm no immigration system, and it's a idea. There were provisions for young Ayatna Kromha for 20 years. Wait, when you're sitting now, oh, America, and this America, wait, not now 40 years, cry, wunya. But UK, no, would have 20 years, Obenya. Who UK uba 87 years who won will chrome with this 7 years with me for uba so US in this out this 18 now bufrana file amount and this US different UK uba or this 7 years even though US when you want to pay why you use US citizen but bufrana won't mean for bufrana zenya this will try 18 and some file amount until sure you can up to date, up to scratch. On the channel and see giant me idea now.
Okay, lawyer. What by NTA? You see, then I boom over to you. NTA streaming live on YouTube, SVTV Africa. So now, yeah, the TikTok so back on wenche. Into lawyer over to you NTA. Most of them.
Thank you, DJ Vidal, all of our fans. I hope we're doing good. Right, so the numbers obviously are being reduced. Reducing visa numbers. Why? The reason is simple. Every time, every year, things are changing. And Usha statistics are UK for 82 just yesterday. Almost the statistics to almost applications, be almost be okrom ha. Bibia paper da so, bibia pen da so nti. Why your application a take? No one in some of them will be. Your refuse here, no more take it. Our for take. Your refuse here, no more take it. Your amount will take it. And at the end of the year, almost the statistics ever. And at the end of a required period, almost the statistics ever. And our statistics, I'm going to buy and say, we shared the latest statistics, which was on the 21st of August 2025, and then 22nd, so that was yesterday. Almost the year ending June 2025. The year ending June 2025. We are in August. So as at the end of June 2025, Home Office Force said they issued 134.8 million. Well, there were 134.8 million arrivals in the UK. 134 million arrivals in the UK. Now, out of this, 56% were British citizens. Almost two acquiring a sign a buyer. So the remaining 44% now, other categories of Omba Kromha with visas or in other categories. And to Omomayan, a bit of breakdowns. One, so remember the 134.8 million arrivals. And out of the 134 million arrivals, 56% were British citizens, and the balance or the difference were non-British nationals who traveled and came in. Visitors' visas, they issued 2.1 million visitor visas granted. 2.1 million visitors' visas granted across the whole world for people to come and visit the UK. Well, unfortunately, you don't happen to be in the statistics, but they granted 2.2 million visit visas in a yedima among foreign comedy ever krumha. Out of that 2.2 million, 19,000 were transit visas. Transit visas for the year ending June 2025. And to ABR, Ubiba Fahako US, Ubiba Fahako Canada, Ubiba Fahako Germany, etc., etc. Those were the transit visas they issued, and that was 19,000 people were issued transit visas as at the end of June 2025. Then from Ehono, we had electronic travel authorization, ETAs. That is only non-visa nationals. Omoba UK. Remember, sir, the UK did not require any application for people who are non-visa nationals. Example, from the US, from Canada, from Australia, who were coming to the UK and they didn't need visas. All you had to do was to take your passport, buy your ticket, and come over. But almost some to send upesa uba and your visa and a wuji. Over here, be from ETA, ETA, electronic travel authorization, electronic travel authorizations. Your friend ETA. Since it started in October 2023, they've issued 13.5 million people. 13.4 million people now issue one. So then let's come to the other categories. Then the other categories or the other reasons why people travel to the UK, we share. They issued 852,000 visas. 852,000 visas and an issue here. 852,000 visas were issued. And this comprised of work visas. That was 183,000. 183,000. So those were the visas issued for work. That is 183,000 were issued for work. And then we had health and care workers. Health and care workers. As at June 2025, they issued health and care workers, they issued 21,000. This is a huge drop because a couple of years ago it was over 100,000, and that has reduced to 21,000 because employers don't have work for them and they cannot get work to do. People reported to the Home Office that we can't get work to do. The Home Office has revoked sponsorship licenses and COSs have been affected. So it affected the number of health and care visas that were granted. It fell down to 21,000 from over 100,000 is now down to 21,000. And see, one reason why they are reducing the visa numbers is the pressure that it builds on the system. When people come, they can't get work to do. So they come with a promise of work, but when they come, example, the health and care sector. Mejidi Home Office, I'm regretting papa some be this health and care sector too. Mejidi pass regretting papa because a idea about creating like a whole albatross around their necks and they don't know how to handle it, and I never be brain so be stranded. And that is one of the reasons, because of the problems that are associated with them coming and not getting work to do. And then one of the reasons, and then reduce the visa numbers for especially the health and care and other sectors. Usha caring personal services. Caring personal services issue 7,378 jobs. 7,378 jobs. Then Usha nursing professionals. Nursing professionals were issued 3,080, that is 3,080 visas. Now we got temporary worker visas. Temporary worker visas. Omoba, picky fruits, tomatoes, and other things. Pick grapes, pick apple, and pick other stuff. Temporary visas, come and pick flowers and stuff like that. They were granted a total of 78,000 people were granted visas to come and work as temporary visas. Now, students also were granted 414,000 visas. 414,000 study visas. And And then you have dependent student visas, that is student dependents. And no, a year, student dependents were a total of 18,000 people were granted student dependent visas. 18,000 people were granted student dependent visas. If you remember, Ukaya, reduce, in fact, they limited the number of people who can come as dependents, especially students. In other words, we are students. Want to meet dependent and just say the course you are doing is a research related course. It's a research course, and now you are on a government scholarship. In that case, you can still bring your dependents. But if you are in a taught course or so, you are unable to bring your dependents. And no, and a man numbers no a drop here from that huge whatever number it was to 18,000 dependents from huge numbers across the whole world, student dependents. So that is a huge drop. Now, so if you look at that, you will see that there's been a huge number of reduction. There's a huge reduction in visa numbers in this country. Huge reduction. Usha, almost as of June 2025, there were 76,000 family visa applications. 76,000 visa applications. That is 23% fewer than the previous year. And previous year, primarily driven by fall of 33% in partner visa applications. So even partner visa applications, partners, husband, wife, husband, even that fell by 33%. So the number of people who are marrying to bring their wives and their partners to the UK, even that number fell by 33%. And because of that, it also affected the family visas of dependents who came to join their family members here in the UK. And Usha, as of June 2025, there were a total of 76,000 family visa applications. That is 23,000 fewer than the previous year, driven by a fall of 33% in the partner visa applications. Ufiwa, the same period, 71,000 family-related visas were granted. 71,000 family-related visas were granted, a 15% decrease from the previous year. So Usha, there is a huge decrease, 23% reduction, 33% reduction, 15% reduction, 27% reduction, etc., etc. There is a huge reduction in visa numbers in this country. Across board, work, there's reduction. Students, reduction. Spouses, reduction. Work, reduction. Dependents, reduction. Health and care, reduction. Nurses, reduction. Construction workers, reduction. IT, reduction. So they are cutting down the numbers in every aspect where visas are issued. And if you go to humanitarian applications, humanitarian grounds, there were 62,000 grants of leave offered via safe and legal humanitarian routes to come to or remain in the UK in the year ending June 2025. Again, that is 33% lower than the years before. Refugees, 7,400 refugees were resettled in the UK in the year ending 2025 June, and that is 88% of whom arrived through Afghan resettlement program. Home Office, pressure now almost reduce all the numbers. Visa reduction in visas, from all angles. I don't say open so your application be now the BB echo to one, it will be refused. That is why you have to arrange and put your things well before you make any application. Usha, small boats arrivals accounted for 43,000. That is 88% of the irregular arrivals in the year ending June 2025. That is 38% more arrivals than the previous years. A homely penna, the numbers went up. Young ID small boats in the air banner. The numbers were 43,000 by the end of June 2025. And that was 38% increment on what it used or what it was the previous year. So, and Afghans were the most common nationality among small boat arrivals in the year ending June 2025. Afghanistan, people from Afghanistan, they were the huge number of arrivals in the small boats in the UK. Now, who share asylum? How many people claim asylum in the UK? 111,000 people claimed asylum in the UK the year ending 2025, June 2025. 111,000 people claimed asylum in the UK ending the year ending June 2025. That is 14% more than the previous year and higher than the previous recorded peak of 103,000 in 2002. So from 2002, the highest number now is 111,000. It used to be 103,000 in 2002. It is now 111,000 people who claimed asylum in the UK. And I only say near Mijidi say nti nkrofo bebre claim asylum say assuming say ya chi obi waba krom ha one call back na ne visa ewu na bia police for chino na immigration for chino omudi na detention center oni hwea ordinance oni yiri oni ba ana oni kunu oni ba oni yare bia because of eno nti ye dia sitane ba no say onya advice ewo immigration center ho ana say immigration advisors eko ho na omoma advice normally near ebi say who claim asylum enya ade a ombetimedi wako ukro who claim asylum ebemma wo omajawo ana ombe process so once you claim asylum ano kire say Usi usro bibi and until I want to go back to your country. And it is all claiming asylum. I want to mean you. I want to mean to take it and kase sanko chrome. Umber process you, your screening, and then later your interview. But that time then an umber jar will never pay. So your jar will now pay. And there's a self found white being said. Uber Dinamusa, na uber fakwan for na woody a share was it them. And Tisana etia, and non number of people are on claiming asylum, number not very high. Because they do a two detention center, they do call detention center. They say a do call based on advice now omudi mamo hono, no one claim asylum. When you claim asylum on swa, yentime for won't call. Just say the process bibia for you almost process you first screening etc and son decision and no and na so decision na mawa who right of appeal copim timer bibia area now so government ni pese almost see hon so inti almost person ka say so o claim asylum ni ampa mawa want me application for bia biom but no Mejidi se enye ejuma assuming sa nipa na asylum one farmer no wabewo owo yiri owo ba ontimi nkan say because why asylum one farmer nti ontimi nfa ne ba ana ne yiri so emfa nya sitna mejidi se no de ebe kokot sa kopim time ubedi nkunim eno no Article 8, your human rights will come in, and that should override near home office for aircan. And yet, be a Kenya na AMRA, and every be a Kenya na ewum, and say. May cancer subium say, Nientia asylum no number nako high no a bini say a binimo co detention center. Na ya pese di omuko na or shen and him shenechi or chefie she knew how ya na based on advice I di mo hono na see or claiming asylum so yent me you emfi krom ha kopim timer or maybe your asylum case no and nothing na ama asylum case numbers no ako high in part apart from the small boat for now or mobile asylum numbers also went up because of Neopat and Crofona claim asylum. I'm claiming asylum based on all kinds of grounds. A busy political, the engagement, Ukofa political, based on Ghana and the engagement, because Ghana, we are not killing each other politically. We are not in political turmoil. And no, and the next thing is a bit not religious and so Ghana, so the various religious, sections and factions are not fighting each other. Christians are not killing Muslims. Muslims are not killing Christians. Christians are not killing traditionalists. We are not doing that. And do not religion, so not secure Solomon Krumha and Yadia and also Ebefa Emfa. Now, so if you claim based on their sexuality, or say if you're not or you're gay, or you're lesbian, and to say no Ghana Mrane Sante or qua affecting na ebi edia faho. And based on advice na edi ma mo hono so na say once awanya claim asylum pe enya dia omoduba ko omba jao once you are going through the process until say the case will be concluded. And now I been so to make us say me ndi hene me mpasa me ndi hene, and of course me papa you do say here some traditions and stuff like that. No, or did it say and yet or your Obibakasa or your Christian on person by sa traditional rights and on person by dear hin and away janino. Not with their fast, no, they are claiming asylum. Obesity make us say, oh, me papa you basic or the store, and all the maybe store now she and no M cock and see baby because and no any grounds are original so not with the SK asylum. The American say Nientia Nientia make a asylum because Nientia asylum numbers no echo high set bebre set ye chiwom either so kwako yejuma and audio bibi na yejuma ya chiw ye di uko na set detention center ye see the uko matise Crofobia detention centers no much more advice say usiki asylum yemfa wonko and nontina a kahontina asylum numbers no are very high in the UK. Mijidi say yeti near may explain it as say. Now, half of asylum seekers arrived through irregular routes, while a further 37% of claimants had previously arrived in the UK on a visa. And one American, 37% had a visit visa, and a student visa, and a work visa, and a Dubai. The number that has gone up in asylum now, 37%, a omufa kwampasu ebaye. Ombedu ye a nyama enko ye no a almost said you ombekono and almost seeking asylum. So that is also what it is. Now, Usha Omoyama indefinite leave to remain. 163,000 people were given indefinite leave to remain in the UK. 163,000 grants of indefinite leave to remain. 163,000 were people granted settlement in the UK. They were granted settlement in the UK as at June 2025. Almost a fifth more than the previous year. Although still below the peak in 2010, 242,000 people were granted indefinite. 242,000 people were granted indefinite in 2010. In 2025, 163,000 people were granted indefinite leave to remain. It's also a huge increment. Now, Usha, citizenship. The people who became British, there was a sharp increment in citizenship grants in recent years, with numbers rising from 129,000 in the year ending 2021 to 257,000 in the year ending June 2025. So, 257,000 people were granted British citizenship in the year ending June 2025. Settled status grants, that is EU4, have remained relatively stable over the past 2 years. There were 335,000 grants of settled status in the year ending June 2025. That is a 3% decrease from the previous year. And there were 260,000 repeat applications of individuals granted settled status, 15% fewer compared to the previous year. An estimated 37,000 automated settled status. EU4 na, and family members of EU4 na omo krom ha. Na, of course, omo emma automatic indefinite leave. Omo share system no more, you are qualified for indefinite leave automatically. That was 37,000 people were granted indefinite automatically. 37,000 people were granted indefinite automatically. All right. Now, Sarusha, Home Office was how many people were detained under immigration powers? 22,000 entered detention in the year June 2025. 22,000 people entered detention. You're detaining 22,000 people as at the end of June 2025. This is 14% higher. When yeah kind of say ammonia break, I want to change for I want person call into share 22,000 people and the call detention center, and that was 14% higher than the year before. 22,000 people. 22,000 people, and call detention. This is higher than the year before by 14%. So, we share in general, the last thing they are talking about is how many people were returned to their country, forced returns, and call back to their country. In the year ending June 2025, there were 9,100 enforced returns, an increase of 25% on the previous year, continuing an increase seen over the last 4 years. It means over the last 4 years, they keep taking more people back to their country. They're returning more people back to their country. 9,100 enforced returns. That was an increase of 25% on the previous years. So, all in all, there is a reduction in the number of visas that the UK is issuing. A huge reduction in the numbers. 33%, 21%, 25% reduction. Huge numbers are coming down because of the pressures that it creates on the system. Say, nkrofo ba ana say ba, yedi ema ba, and some go school. Places in the school is an issue. And say Amuko Hospital, the pressure on the NHS is an issue. Housing, overcrowding. If you have one single room, anyone will mark me and Saba. The room is too small for you. You have to get a bigger place. Council, housing issues have become a problem. So, and also one of the reasons, work-related issues. A lot of times, people don't have work to do. So, you better no cry, you better confirm ya. Ejuma ho abaye din sese ya papa. Yang ayeye ejuma mpo no, sometimes your hours have reduced. And see, because of all these pressures, the school, the hospital, the housing, and work, it's all the reason why the government is reducing the numbers of visas that they are granting, and the numbers are coming down in very, very sharp percentages. And see, that is what it is. And you will kromha nasa then of course, as I said, you have to advise yourself. That there are sometimes it's difficult to switch, but there are other times it is possible to switch. It's always good and advisable that you seek advice. Always seek advice as to what you have to do, and then you do it. Seek advice as to what you have to do, as to what options you have, then you know where you stand. So, DJ Usha, that is the statistics. I know, and I am crop for you. I know, as soon as I'm decisions. I know, and then I'm reducing numbers. No, the pressures in our system, they are reducing the visa numbers, and it has gone down drastically. Particularly the health and care sector, it fell from over 100,000 to just about 22,000. That is a huge number, over 80-something thousand reduction, because young for abuse system no, and then take so and reduce the whole thing. So DJ, it's a problem. The numbers are coming down in huge numbers, from over 100,000 to 22,000. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Even our Riampo is down by 37%. You know, marriage rounds has come down by about 37%.
Vivi for so.
Oh, they BB. Wait, of course, the numbers came down. BB for no number. I mean, BB for no, the number came down to. Let me see what. BB business, yeah, 2.2 million any amount. 2.2 million BB any amount as at ending of June 2025. 2.2 million, but that number included 19,000 transit. But VV numbers has also reduced because number bounce you almost so so say there prepare refusal decision at to hold and you won't and will hold it out until do shame da could you menu do shame now share application form now we your income is how much 10,000 Ghana, no much 10,000 Ghana, no more converted about pound sterling small. Now about small. Also 10,000 Ghana is only about 450 pounds, and therefore you are not. It doesn't show that you have sufficient funds to go. You go back. I don't believe you're a genuine visitor. And then no much that. Of course, out of the 450 pounds equivalent, you spend about 200 pounds. It means you only have 150 pounds or 200 pounds left for you, and your savings is 3,000 pounds. Why would you come and spend your whole 2 years savings in only 2 days, in 2 weeks? Therefore, quack, I refuse you. And the VV phone, they are hitting them left, right, center. Make sure wash the shell near me. Say a business now running and have a different business account, have your own personal account, pay yourself every month from the business account. Maybe for no Maza, the numbers are being cut. And I will share can say Asylum no. Majority of them came with BV. By correct with visa. Remono or Sionko. Yechino. On person will continue no claim asylum. Asylum will claim your entity for uncle. This is a process. That can take another 2 years, 3 years. No one system no more. Oh, I don't know. Or the VV.
Ebanisa VV no some more information will entire answer about the mouth visa and so.
And see, subject access. Now you would oh. So one now the way also we are manager at so company we pays of this amount the beer and to cause secure asylum now send you would buy and totally different from your secure asylum. Among so massa canon it doesn't add up. Now over bounce you and near person with the bounce say you bounce you asylum now won't mean application for Biabium. The one who said a month for some asylum 9 year. Na awaria bem ana na ebabia bem na person blocking onto enti we asylum ne amfa mawa o person Charlie pack your bag and go away. But the holiday I can assure you that there will be challenges in court because my asylum na one pama me we were ba okrom ha me buy a British me buy no bonding want to make just because my asylum one pama mente o mame any me buy no entina enti holiday I strongly believe is going to be challenged in court. Me jidi say omo amutie me very carefully no. Ni America no. Me jidi say omutie ase especially yen aye ni hwe say you ye di uko detention a. Mate say advices bi wo ho. Omo ka cho so claim asylum a enya ade a omo di bako. Na omo so afa so ho no. Na omo di aye. Me jidi say ni America no. Enti ase ewo. DJ, say ni America no say uti ase.
Oh, me say the way and your first time I know come hani omo follow ye omo ta hwe they know say ya kasa anyama we and I say ya num for no the only thing na years ago emra omo de abeto ho omo nka sa mra na chechire omo kon aware ene ba wo ba wo ha oni sei ono ne mra na chechire ne kon enti sa wo no before wo ba wo ho dia unya ko wo se kikim ono no badwe hu se ontimi nka se ko kurum na ja wo ba no ho ene de oni sei sa de no oni sei ene de ya obema wasetena ba uni ba onware uti ate so ade e betu ma ojitwa ho ye ba ojito wa wo ba no ni ba enye se lawyer yen kan ye o enye se wo ko wo so ni obi akọ wo ni munya mukra vivi ni TS4 ene lawyer kasa de no mu enye se wo ko wo na obi ono ko di vivi na wo so di vivi na remu na makọ wo amu ni mukra ana lawyer be bo a
so ukra vivi ni ebi base ukra vivi obi oyo vivi no kra ewu na wonso abehye obi wa ono so ye dependent kra onye juma nye na wone no echo wo a wone stand ono so ni grounds just say you have no grounds to stand on wono you have no basis but say one obi a over 6 na obi a indefinite and obi a British echo wo a ne ba no automatically ne ba no e British obi a EU ni our settlement so one ne ewo a genuine relationship our friend be British child with me afa wo ba no so na wo di anya wa sitna in fact DJ meka we obi ba me ho some time ago I say no obo between two men obo ha no abo ha enti one ni kunu na oba ye no nanso na ofa ni kunu na chi confidential na wakonyem na wonyem ye no on person nim guase beba nti o de ni kunu no edin na koto ho e wo GP se ono ni abofrey papa ti oba me ho na obisam so na lawyer meye den na manya krata na mbisa nse na ne woni no nyem ye no o wasitna na o se o ye British na m say okay once wodi okunu de akoto ho se ono ne abofra ne papa because won pe enguase enti se later wodi ne one onyem ye no a o ye British ukodi wodi ne den koto abofra ne birth certificate nso a yan crofoi they are not stupid ombet me afa wachi akọ bisa GP no ho se edin ben na onyin se ye na ubeye registration na edin ben na wodi betu ho se eya abofra ne papa ibacho odi ase na odi Mr KK and akoto ho se eya abofra ne papa wa wewie no Mr BB and na abofra ne birth certificate so wo any case worker na edin na wo bedwin se ekoso na me ka chen se wonim se abofra ne nya wukunu eba ene ma abofra ne papa oye British no ma ono ne din enkoda GP ho se ono ne abofra papa I cheated on my husband but OSHA section 50 subsection 9A no so I say se woni wukunu da so ware ansa na wo a ene abofra ne wukunu ba ti me mane eti ase se niam bi wo ho a esese oye esese ohwehwe niam bi ye ansa na wawo ne ba no san niam nkechenkete na e ana sometimes no omudi ewie enti wo VV so a se wo ba wo a woni obi a wo VV obi a wo dependency obi a wo skilled worker dependence na okuni okowa abofra no oni hwe onya hwe so a wonso you have no legs to stand on but abofra ne papa anani maame British citizen oba no benya British wonso obefa oba ne so not the application under the rules DJ me the basi ho I have two things me person me can answer and then we can go on to the questions. One age difference obi timi be bisa me say lawyer Me person me worry. Obano watching me paying by so many years. Me person me worry. Are possible and Obama say me Obani paying by so many years. Is it possible? Now, so we share under the rules. There is no law against marrying to a person who is older than you, as long as they are of sane mind and they are of the right age, not a minor, not a pedophilia, not a pedophile, but you are marrying somebody who is above the required age or at the required age. In that case, ubetome akoso aware. Example, yeah, me money here. The French president, President Macron, and Neri. Usha, the age gap between them is 25 years. The age gap between President Macron and his wife is about 25 years. And they are married. They have no problems. They are living together as husband and wife over the years. Young Uncle Papa Donald Trump. Usha on any area. There's an age gap of about 24 years or so. There's no problem. They are still happily together as husband and wife. And see, when you go to another person called Dennis Quaid, Quaid, and Laura Sauvier. Dennis Quaid and Laura Sauvier, there is an age gap of 39 years between them. 39 years between the husband and the wife. Almost 40 years between them. And they're still married, no problem. There's another one, Emily Livingston and Jeff Goldblum, 30 years gap. And this Awusha, there is no law against marrying someone who is older or younger than you, as long as the other legal requirements are satisfied, which is, like I said, the right age, sane mind, not being, it's not a forced marriage, and etc., no problem. And to one yahudo, upeso worry, nase, and fear no a lot in poor, that does not stop you from getting married. You can still get married, but remember, say nipa ena ebabe decision no. Say age gap ne so they can ask questions, they can invite you for interviews. They want to know more if the relationship is actually genuine and subsistent. And they have the right to ask or invite you for an interview. And until a honor except you have to make your evidence. The evidence has to be a lot. Communication, WhatsApp messages, text messages, money transfer, visits, everything, it has to be a lot. And then you actually say, the relationship is genuine. No law against marrying a man who is older than you. Meaning, the man is older but the woman by 32 years, 34 years, 20 years, 15 years. They are happily married and they are together. There's no law against that. But make sure, say, wash your share with Niyama very, very well. That is very important. DJ, one more thing, then I can take the questions, is this. One will say, Obi etimi application say oba UK ha na ya refuse no. Later opese oko Canada, ana oko US, ana oko another country. Eya na omo bisa say the fact say UK for refusing no. As I say or declare a was application is to say you are refusing it and it's a question a lot of people ask me. Now, from a bit of research, there are some 5 countries. You're from the M5 group. M5 group. 5 countries in that group. Those 5 countries, they collaborate to enhance border security, verify identities, and detect fraudulent asylum claims. The data shared typically includes fingerprints and other biometric identifiers, and is used to support immigration decisions, asylum claims, and law enforcement investigations. And these 5 countries almost share information amongst themselves. They do share information. And to Sawiya UK visa application, na yamfa mawa So, oh yeah, Canada, dear, you have to disclose your refugee or UK had. Which are these countries? Which countries are this? One, United Kingdom is number one. They are the lead participant in the M5 group. The United Kingdom is number one. They are the lead participant in the M5 group. So, your refugee, they can share your information with the other countries. The second country is the United States of America. Manual requests handled by International Biometric Check Team, IBCT. Manual requests handled by International Biometric Check Team. So they can also manually request it from the UK to compare to the information. I would say, is it true? So why visa application bidder? I refuse you and I refuse you that. We can throw her. It can affect your application to the US. So take note of that. The third country is Canada. Canada shares biometric data for immigration and asylum purposes. They share biometric data for immigration and asylum purposes. And take Sawaye application to Canada. Now your application to the UK. Who try, they can check it. Who say who try. What try say one application to Canada, they will refuse your application because you have withheld information. So, United Kingdom, United States, Canada. The fourth one is Australia. Active in automated and manual data sharing process. Active in automated and manual data sharing process. Australia also shares this information with other countries. United Kingdom, United States, Canada, they do share with Australia and Australia shares with them. And the last one on the M5 group is New Zealand. Participants in biometric checks and match result sharing. They match results sharing. That is fingerprints. Once I walk by application to New Zealand, and you've been refused or you've been granted, they will capture your biometrics. And if you're making an application to the UK, and if you say you have never been issued a visa to that country or refused a visa to that country, if they check, they see that you've been refused, your application to the UK will be refused. Let me say, may be refused. So please take note. These M5 countries, UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, 5 countries, they share information across board. They share information, they share fingerprint details, they share other biometric identifiers, they share if you applied for asylum before, they share if they've been refused before, they share information amongst themselves. And so you can find out now person go into any of these countries, please disclose the information. Otherwise, if they find it, they can use it against you. DJ, I will end it here and take questions that may arise. Thank you. DJ, okay. So DJ, end it by the consular.
Okay, okay, lawyer. Open so to aso there. Okay, BB.
That may one more thing to say, but once I
Okay,
on the
okay, okay. So okay, can I go?
All right. Near me person me can here. Those who have been banned for 10 years, you're banning for 10 years to come to the UK because you use a false document, you use a false bank statement, you use a false school certificate, or use a false, you alter some documents and it become a false document. If you've been banned 10 years, there is no reason why you should be making repeat applications within the 10 years because you'll be refused anyway. You'll be refused. So I've seen people who've made repeat applications because the Home Office will not check their records to see, say they will check, they will know that you've been refused before. And the biometrics, the fingerprints will reveal everything. So recently I have seen so many people making repeat applications thinking that they can, circumvent the system or they will be able to go through without being detected. You won't. And you're banning with 10 years, please just wait for your leave, the 10-year period to be up. then you can make application. There are some exemptions. Unless those exemptions apply, don't make an application. The exemptions could be marriage, etc., etc. But even in that case, they can use another clause that you have attempted to circumvent the rules of the United Kingdom by, frustrating the intention of the rules of the UK. So even though it may be 10 years and the exemptions may apply, there's another clause they can use to refuse you. Once you've been banned, my advice would be, under normal circumstances, unless there are other factors, if you make any more applications, you will be refused within the 10 years. So DJ, can we go on with the questions now, please?
Okay, Bushafo share live on SVTV Africa. Is streaming live on YouTube. SVTV Africa. Sasune is streaming live on TikTok. SVTV Africa. What questions be obese obisa lawyer? Join your YouTube. Mo am share your TikTok. No, nafa to comment size. No, comment section. No, what type of question? No, ha. Lawyer be here. No, na question. So, in repeat. What the question about? And no, I be more to repeat one question. The basa, but it's an hard drink. Enti lawyer. Minko ha na menhwe den na egu ho okay, let me see. La kaka isa mi so me share space o. Aye deja. Because question is you many more comments I didn't what me mami share fanche me na me say dos but okay yanko.
If you're in the UK on a dependent visa, paid NHS before coming, but never go for GP for the whole of your 2.5 years in the UK, when applying for renewal, can I apply for refund? ISJ, unfortunately, you cannot apply for a refund. Now, what happens with the IHS is that, now, assuming you made an application from outside and you were refused, if you are refused because you are not in the UK or you didn't come to the UK to use the NHS, they'll refund the IHS money to you because you are not granted a visa. It will be refunded to you. However, once you arrive in the UK, whether you attend GP appointment or not, you have paid and they will not give that money back to you. It is essential that you go for your checkups from time to time. Please go for your checkups. Whether you are sick or not, please, you are encouraged to go for your checkups. It's like somebody who comes to the UK as a visitor. You say, I came to the UK as a visitor for 3 months. I decided to stay in my hotel room for the whole period. I didn't go out to any tourist sector. Therefore, can they refund my money to you? It doesn't work that way. Once you have been granted a visa to come in, you have to tour. If you don't tour, it's got nothing to do with them. Once you've been granted a visa, you pay the IHS. If you don't go to the NHS for treatment, it's got nothing to do with them. So my advice would be, please go for checkups. At least use the system for your checkup. As for the refund, they will not give it to you. Mr. Tewia, hi. Good evening. I came with a care dependent. The company's license has been revoked, and we received our 60 days letter last week. Can I switch to family visa route? Yes, you can switch to family visa if you have a sponsor. Let's say you didn't mention if you have a spouse or you have a child, but yes, of course, if you have a spouse, and of course you can switch to your spouse route. If you have a child that is a British citizen or your child that is here settled, you can switch to that route. Your question reminds me of somebody who came here on a student route, but in fact, his wife is here, and the wife and the child actually are in the UK. So unfortunately, he couldn't attend the school. So he wanted to know if he can switch. And the answer was yes, because your child is British, your wife is here, you can always switch to your spouse or your child as long as they are here. So yes, you can switch within the 60 days, and the switching has to be done within the 60 days. Outside the 60 days, you have become an overstayer, and that makes life very difficult for you. J. Owusu, what are the documents to prove marriage has lasted for 3 years in a return right of residence application and EUSS? How long does it take to get return rights residence? Well, return right of residence means that you were married to an EU national, and that is the marriage has lasted for 3 years from the date of the marriage, not in the UK for 3 years, but the marriage has lasted. If you look on the date of the marriage certificate, it is 3 years. And then you started divorce proceedings. Now, the divorce proceedings was started, and the EU national was in the UK the date you started the divorce proceedings. And then also, you need to prove that, of course, like I said, the EU national was here. And then after that, after the divorce, you have continued to work or being a self-employed person in the UK. What documents would you use to prove the 3 years? Gas, water, electricity, TV license, GP records, P60, employment history. All these are records, evidence that you can use to prove that you have been in the UK for at least 1 year out of the 3 years. At least 1 year out of the 3 years. If you haven't lived together, there's a case law which says it doesn't matter whether you live together or not. If you quote that case law to the Home Office, they know that, yes, you don't have to be in the same address. The man can be in Birmingham, the woman can be in Sheffield or London. As long as you are both in the UK, that is enough. But you have to give them that case law for them to check and know that, yes, you are right. And then they will grant you your leave to be here. Big man, what if the mother is on 2.5 years renewal route? Is it good for the man to base on the child? Yes, if the mother is on a 2.5 years route as a parent, then the child will also be granted 2.5 years limited leave to remain, or the child will be granted what is remaining on the mother's leave. Now, assuming the mother got 2.5 years last year and she now has 1.5 more years to go, the child will also be granted the remaining 1.5 years. When the mother is going to renew, then the child can also be, the renewal of the child can be done along with the mother. Now, once the child also has 2.5 years, the father can also make his application based on his child. Let me say it again. The woman has 2.5 years based on maybe another child. The second child has 2.5 years. Once that happens, the father who has nothing can make his application based on the child, but that application is not under the rules. It is outside of the rules. Let me say it again. That application is outside of the rules. Why outside? Outside because the child is not a qualified or is not a relevant child. Relevant, the word relevant is used legally, not to say the child is not important, no. But the child is not relevant child as defined. A relevant child is a child that is a British citizen, child that has indefinite leave to remain, and a child that is 7 years old. If your child is not 7 years old, born in the UK or brought to the UK and been here for 7 years, the child is not having indefinite leave to remain, and the child is not a British citizen, that child is not defined as a relevant child. And because the child falls outside these requirements, the father's application will have to be made outside the rules. If any of these 3 requirements are satisfied, British, indefinite, or 7-year child, the application will be made under the rules. But if the child is not 7, not British, doesn't have indefinite, you make the application outside of the rules, and it is quite a complex application. But the answer is yes, it can be done. Kwejo, Japan. Hi, Kwejo. Hi. Please, how much is Home Office fee and IHS fee in total when making application? The Home Office fee is 1321. 1321. £1,321. That is the home office fee. The IHS is £2,587 and 50p. £2,587 and 50p. If you add the two, it is £3,908 and 50p. If you give them 4,000, they'll give you a change of, I think, 90 something pounds, 91 pounds 50p. So if you give them 4,000, they'll give you a change of 91 pounds and 50p. So let's call it 4,000 pounds. If you want a quick decision, that is, if you are here legally, you have a valid visa, and you want a quick decision, you pay 1,000 pounds on top of that. That will give you a decision within 24 hours. 24 hours, which means that you are paying 5,000 pounds or so. You are paying 4,908 pounds and 50p. 4,908 pounds and 50p. Thank you. Good evening, Oba. Yeah, can I still apply for ILR when divorce is still pending at the court? Of course, it depends on the route on which you are. If it is EU route and you want to do retain right of residence, then you can't apply based on retain right. You can still apply on the basis that you are married. But if you are married to a British citizen or a person who has indefinite leave to remain and the relationship is broken down, meanwhile you met all the other requirements already, yes, it is still possible, but you have to be very careful because they can come back and ask you some questions. If I were you, I would want to speak more into this before you make a decision. If it is EU, that is more straightforward. If it is still on the part of marriage, if it's on the part of retain right, they have to wait until the divorce goes through before you do your ILR. There are other ways that you can qualify. So yes, you can speak to me and I can guide you as to what to do. Okay, the number I believe you know is 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. That's the office number. The mobile number is 079 31 411 042. 079 31 411 042. Thank you very much. Solomon Into. My partner is traveling down to Ghana for us to marry. She's on a skilled worker visa. Do I still have a high chance of getting a dependent visa to join her? She came in before the law was passed. Yes, as long as she came before the law was passed. If you go to paragraph 29 SW, that is SW of the immigration, that's skilled worker, appendix skilled worker, paragraph 29 1A. It says if the person was on a skilled worker visa, skilled worker route, before the rules changed, and even if they move to another category, they can still bring their partners. So yes, in your case, from this information, it is possible for you to join your spouse here. Seth Nook. Hi. Any possible means other than spouse visa for a British child in Ghana to come to the UK with the mom? Thank you. Thank you too. Any possible means other than a spouse for a British child in Ghana to come to the UK with a mom? There is a rule which allows a parent to come to join the child in the UK. It is called appendix. It's also an appendix FM rule. It says family entry clearance as a parent of a British citizen child. Entry clearance as a parent of a British citizen child. But the child has to be in the UK. The child has to be in the UK. Then there has to be a court order from the UK, or there has to be an order. There has to be a letter of agreement between the person caring for the child and the child's mother that you have access to the child when you come to the UK. That is one. So there has to be consent or a letter to show that the woman will have access to the child. So number one, the child has to be in the UK. Number 2, there has to be evidence that the mother will have access to the child when she comes. Number 3, the woman will have to pass the English language test. There has to be proof that she has passed the English language test before she comes. The next one is she has to prove that there's financial requirements. She has to prove that she has enough money to meet the maintenance requirement to look after herself and the child without going for public funds for benefit. She also has to prove accommodation, that she has a place where she comes, she will sleep without becoming homeless. If all these things can be satisfied, then yes, she can make the application to come and join the child here. So it is entry clearance as a parent of a child, a British citizen child in the UK. It is possible, but it is quite difficult to get all the court orders and all those letters, the job one, the financial requirement, the accommodation. Because the person is not here, it's going to be difficult for her to prove all of that. However, if she was able to come to the UK with a child on a visit visa, she comes to the UK on a visit visa, then she is able to make an application based on the fact that she has a child that is a British citizen. That is a possibility. She can be successful in that aspect with visit visa, not spouse, but with a visit visa. Daniel Akufo, hi. If you have a spousal visa and your husband is a British and doesn't sign for the child, what visa can you take for the child? For child, is that 2.5 years just like the mother? And will the child also pay 4K application fee? If the father is a British citizen, I would advise you go for the British passport for the child. Or if the mother is on the 2.5, I would say if you're not going to travel with the child, there is no point in wasting all that money. Why do you want to spend 4K for a child that is not going to travel, or for a child that is not going to work to bring you money? If that is the case, you can just wait. If the man is not playing ball, the man doesn't want to do it for whatever reason, I would advise that indefinite leave new year or register as a British citizen. Because what's the point? We 4K amount free. Indefinite, so I'm essentially another £3,029. In total, we share about £7,000 for free on factory and math. If ye a year, and the child is not subject to immigration control. Ja ma ne enka unya indefinite new year na waya mano. But se o abofrano wo krom ha, I don't America. Se abofrano o no outside na within the buy ya. That's a different combination altogether. Okay. Sam, please, I'm a dependent on a health and care partner, and I'm currently working with a care company. I have worked with them for 2 months now. Can they switch for me? It's supposed to be 3 months. Mejidi said they can switch for you if you speak to them. It's 3 months. And if they have the sponsorship license, then of course speak to them. It's 3 months. Please work with them, and I'm sure they'll be able to switch for you. You sound like a good person and a good worker. So I pray and hope that they will do it for you. I wish you all the best, my friend. Pa James, can I switch from student visa to different before graduation? You can switch from a student visa to any family visa, not work visa. You can't switch to any work route. But if, again, it's a family route, again, partner, parent, yes, you can switch. Nobody can stop you from switching. You can. Ellen Kunedu, please, I'm a main applicant who is no more together with a dependent. What can I do to remarry and then bring my new partner here? Hey, Sister Ellen, if you want to marry, you say, what can you do? If you want, what you can do is to go and marry. Men yet customary one, and so coffee, only it's now say, Abusian for a fee, dear, no movie one more registry. Mamun yet customary marriage certificate na no muamo ye efie die na munye efie die ni wi a monko registry na monko ye bibia wo sign a the signature abaso wo dia so abaso ye twa picture ye twa kuno picture ye twa representative picture ye twa no so ne representative picture na registrar no so ye twa picture kama wa share wo veil and wa share wo African wear beautiful we twa picture bibia mo wi a wako reception wako different from we twa pictures wo be fie mo twa pictures wako sorry and answer sorry mo twa pictures that will be back home hands so our airport mo twa pictures into all these things will show say there's a genuine and subsistent relationship so sana etia obeteme area no the application aba application ama wukuno and also a appendix skilled worker will call the basis of paragraph 29 again 1a. It details the requirements there for partners dependents. Friends can come. Hi, brother Prince. I hope you're doing good. My wife and I are currently on a postgraduate visa and we've been actively seeking sponsorship. I agree with you. Unfortunately, we found it very challenging to DJ. I haven't finished that one. Thank you. Very challenging to secure employment that offers visa sponsorship. Thank you. We have approximately 1 year remaining on our visa, and my wife is also pregnant. Oh, Papa Prince, wait there. Ebeya, office number no 0208 0165 384 0208 0165 384. Niente amisi for office number is we person maybe some more questions. Na me who say direction bena ebe to me afa. And for office on Tuesday from 9:30, get an appointment na ebeya bra yentina se ni discuss it. We see what options there are with us. I hope you understand me. Kofi, are you aware Home Office are doing multiple substantive asylum interviews? Yes, I am very, very much aware. They are doing it. They are doing it. They are doing it. They are doing the screening and then the first screening. Then they go for interview and then they go for another one. They are doing it just to be sure. Say, say a year. Ujina so di siki asylum no eyampa enyen ntro na wotwa so yes so say the system no you see asylum for no abeye topical issue and no say the news was all about asylum obviously broken system kills them weak labor the asylum and the asylum has become an issue for all the political parties and labor is being hit left right center because they are not working hard to control it. Of course it's a problem with so those who are also working on the asylum cases are doing interviews upon interviews to establish that especially when the evidence then you just don't have a case. When it comes to asylum, it's all down to a lot of evidence. Prince Bruce, hi. I am an international student. Can your YX certificate alone qualify you for a scholarship to a university in London? I am not sure if that is sufficient. I think every university would have their own grant system or scholarship system if they have at all or if they give it at all. So you need to liaise with the specific university you would like to come to, and then I'm sure they would assist you. I am not able to give one answer for all the universities across England or particularly in London. Edmond A. Mensah. I applied for EUSS family permit in December. They asked for confirmation in May from my sponsor, father. After my sponsor gave them the confirmation, I haven't heard from them. EUSS family permit, that is in December. Up to now, you need to push these people. If you don't push them, the thing will be there for a very, very, very long time. They have other things they are working on. So if you don't write to them, if you don't do a complaint, if you don't do pre-action protocol and tell them that you take them to court because it's taking too long, they will not mind you. I had one like this. I had a similar situation like this. We made the application. It was there for a very long time, hoping that, and then every now and then they'll send a message that your application is complex. We raises some so and so. We want to investigate. They sent me 3 of those messages for this client. So I got tired, and then I wrote a letter to the Home Office and said, 1 year by anybody's standard is unreasonable. 1 year to consider one application by anybody's standard is very unreasonable. You have to make a decision, or we have no option than to challenge you in court. 2 weeks. When I'm the decision by, and I'll see on finding passport in court. Within the passport call, Accra, Hono, airport area, Hono, their office, and I'm this stamp in the same moment. Papa Mensa, you have to push them. Yes, I read that was. Hello, a family member invited me to the UK 2014 and they refused me. Now I married to her daughter. Are they going to find out the same woman? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If she invited you as a family member and you are married to her daughter, of course, family member is not your mother, it's not your auntie, it's not your brother's sister. No, so I mean, family is family. Family is huge. And of course, cousins do marry. And therefore, if you are married to a cousin, if you want to be sure of what I'm saying, go to Google and enter prohibited degree of marriage, prohibited degree of relationship to marry, UK, prohibited degree of relationship to marry, or just play around with the words like that. It will give you the list of people you cannot marry. Okay? As long as this person doesn't fall within that list, you are good to go. Highest J. Okay, DJ, I think we will be going soon to into another program. Please, is it mandatory to declare change of circumstance as a person on benefit who brought his wife or husband to the UK? If yes, how many months or years before you can inform them? Well, thank you, my brother. This question is about changing if your circumstances have changed. Example, you were formerly here as a single person. You were taking benefit as a single person. Once you marry and your partner arrives in the UK, you are supposed to inform them immediately that you are now a married person and your partner is now here with you in the UK. Then they can revise whatever benefits they are giving you. If you don't, and then they find out after a year or 2 or 3, they can claw back all the monies they've paid you as a single person. They will recalculate it, and then they can claw back, or they can even do you for benefit fraud. They will say you were taking benefit fraudulently. You were not supposed to take that benefit, and you were taking it. You can be done for benefit fraud. You can go to prison for it. So if it has to do with benefit, I would say please inform them immediately your partner arrives. But if it is not got to do with benefit, then of course you can inform the home. I mean, the Home Office, they issue the visa to your partner anyway, so you don't have to inform them that you are now married. They issue the visa, so that's not a problem. But if it's got anything to do with benefits, my advice is please inform them as soon as. In fact, immediately your partner arrives here in the UK. Papa Daniel Akufu, if you have a spousal visa and your husband is a British and doesn't sign the child, what visa can you take for the child? Well, you can take 2.5 years for the child, but like I said, I think I've gone through this one already. I said there is no point in spending £4,000 for a child's application, and again for indefinite £3,029 for a child's indefinite. There is no need for you to waste £7,000. The child is not going to travel. The child is not going to work to bring money. So why would you waste that £7,000? There's no point. Wait, if the woman gets her indefinite, she registers the child as a British citizen. If the man is not willing to do that, the mother can do it for the child once she gets her indefinite leave to be here. Thank you. Danny Boy, can I switch from dependent from health and social care visa? Can I switch from dependent from health and social care dependent care visa to which one? Yes, you possibly could, but we need to know to which one. Two more questions that we will bring it to a close. Yeah, Osika. Hello, Osika, Osika. Me just Osika or Hopanti. Charlie Fremina, why maybe why? Yeah, Osika. I am in the UK with my wife, who is my dependent on a skilled worker visa. My marriage has broken down. Can I sponsor a new person after this new rule that no dependent skilled worker? Again, it depends on when you got your your COS. I am in the UK with my wife, who is my dependent. So you are the main applicant. Yes. So once this relationship is broken down and you want or you enter into another relationship, it is possible to bring your spouse if and only if you got your COS before the rules changed in on the 11th of March 2024. Lawyer, please, is it good to let Home Office know that you know somebody in the UK when filing application, or you can ignore it when filling your application? It depends. It depends on a lot of factors. Now, but if you truly know somebody in the UK, I would say yes. Why not? If you know somebody in the UK, if you are coming as a student and they ask you if you know anybody in the UK, if you do know, why, yes, it doesn't change anything. It would not affect your student visa application, because that's got nothing to do with family, etc., etc. If you come with a visit visa and they ask if you know somebody in the UK, if you are coming as a tourist, you book your own hotel and everything, that's a different matter altogether. That's different. If you book your own hotel, you don't know anybody here, that is fine. But if you have family here, you can always say yes. You have a father, your mother, your uncle, your brothers, your sisters are here. In some sense, they will say you have a stronger family tie here, and therefore you cannot, they don't believe you will go back. In other cases, it helps as well. However, if you claim you don't know anybody here, you've come here when you will be able to say they want family ties, who person will worry. Now, who can form this say, hey, you back home. No one can form this say, you knew the woman 2 years ago. Meanwhile, it was last week they gave you your visa. Meanwhile, be someone who you didn't have anybody here. Who here with visa spouse application? Who say you knew her 2 years ago? I didn't know one country say at the visa stage that you need somebody 2 years. So it all depends. But I would say yes, if you assess, and of course the question asks if you have family and you have family, please feel free to disclose that. Zaid Yusuf, please can I be on dependent visa? Please, can I be on my dependent visa? Is she get sponsorship? I am on a postgraduate. Well, if she gets sponsorship, which one, when did she get it? That is the next question. If she got it before the change in the rules, you can switch to become a dependent. But if she got it after, again, I'll repeat this section. SW291A says if she got it after 11th of March 2024, and then SOC 2020 6135 6136, that is, I think, up to 2025, then of course you can switch. So it depends. Please go to appendix skilled worker and scroll down to dependents and read section 29 1A, 1 into bracket A. Read appendix skilled worker section 29 1A. Where you are. God First Media. I came here last year, September, as a student, but unfortunately, I failed some of my modules. So the university discontinued my course, and Home Office wrote to me to leave the country. Any suggestions? Well, again, if your circumstances change and you move to a spouse or a partner or a parent route or a family route, then yes, you can stay in the UK. Other than that, you can't go to a work route because you haven't finished the course successfully. It's unfortunate, but that is what it is. DJ, thank you very, very much. And I
All right. Lawyer Wisdom Akao. Wise man solicitors, yeah, that's it. And the abegu and Friday. Every Fridays be a minute or has say from 5:30 GMT to 7. Minute or has say first time I will show you there. Next time to make sure say be like a page and I'll be following, especially on YouTube or on action or the free YouTube the about TikTok. Nti o person who near course person be send questions be sometimes no be a phone line no my friend no more be some questions the phone number the telephone number and the good screen so no office line mobile bet me RH or my wise smart solicitors lawyer me da say and the abegu office location London Dalston Junction
London Dalston Junction.
McDonald's Big Mac
Big Mac, say yo, Big Mac.
Namu you can form umbre mami. Umbre. Other countries ni sa memra. Other countries ni na sa memra. You can umbre.
Sponsor where? Say any sponsor with your brand.
Remember for the last. I go where you can go 3 times. Are they? And also, what also do other countries?
Anytime you're ready, let us know. We are here for you.
Why smart solicitors almost sponsor me? Almost say business we pay. If you say, business class for the more than tickets. No. It is.
Sit now, back.
It's a woman play muna me continue economic way na. I don't know. Now why someone is more disappointed because some say business business exclusive.
David. Yeah. See, you have a business class at the back of the plane.
That's how you man cry. I am in charge you. Plane look at training more training you do everything. And also, we back at some time before here and go just them. Ebi besi before say nye na me boss say nye ti plane man na nye ntim. Na before here and go just asem o. We back at some plane. Yenya na team business o ti dey o yenya na team but sakasa no uniska na o kasa sa o because our business no ultimate doubt me stretch o 9 ultimate service dem o cry different and why no pe full bottle cry de be ma on enye de ebu ni tot ni bi saa we no economy one e ni tot obi num tot ni akwa aba na bisa ubisa unim na ubisa test no cry baby na obedwa lie obeka sa o cry e posh unkwa aba no nsasa de in the jar.
Thank you. But levels one pound. Also, business class, no. You meet different people, you can network there, you can exchange numbers, you can establish business contacts and stuff like that. Different things. It's not just about the rest, but you meet people and you talk to people.
And baby, yeah, for it, you see a shangrofo, and now see a class of incrophobia. Yes, shangrofo also the beer. Lana, oh my, can I sound that you just see? I don't know, but
better say.
Yeah. Me say a hustle the shenipa, and I'll say no business class. It's a better with business for us wrong.
Likely than not to meet a business related person in the business class than in the other classes. Not a problem. Somebody can decide to downgrade, or a businessman, but on person or spend it too much. So in the end, it doesn't matter. But the most important thing is one of you have more business class at the back of the plane. You will do not everything.
Lawyer, office location here. Me da say.
Wise Man Solicitors, 18 to 22 Ashwin Street, 8 to 9 The Print House, Dalston Junction, London E8 3DL. E83DL. That's our postcode. Echo 8 3 Delta Lima. Echo 83DL. Telephone numbers 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. Mobile number here 07931 411 042. 079 042. You're at Dawson Junction behind the McDonald's. Behind the McDonald's. So anytime, any day, you have any questions, you have any queries, call the office number, call us. Uba, you show. Uba nkwa you show. And common be so ha. Yentimi endi our phone. So Uba near tenasi face to face. Nani a woman near culture. Sometimes me dane me computer now. Na me neni panako to the law. Paragraph 1. Near me can be brave SW so and this appendix FM citizenship section 50 section this section 11 na madania ma na ya kan na bibia ye clear enye se me bo mitim na make bibi. I like to make everything clear and plain from the beginning so that any year you keep your money, I keep my peace. Every year we pursue the route to your settlement. And your humble servant, Wisdom Akaho, Wise Man Solicitors. Yedamwase. Nyame edi yen kwate akpe DJ akpe na o ma wona yira o next week hala nyagava na questions adoli kwa na mi abia na mi anami endodo kenyu mo asomo next week mo baba koni kenya questions koni nyenta on nya bi nye ba nya bi koni wo hanya heto nyumo adwo wo fan twa o manya ba ma wona jomo wa we.
Yo, manager, Lawyer Wisdom account. I'm straight from UK on SVTV Africa. So every Fridays, be I'm in the first time I was in India, making sure say we me and man so YouTube for sure. TikTok there. Sorry, say honey, more comments or question me beside no ha me, but so join in and wo YouTuber and YouTube so there and main. We are videos no go. We have videos or TikTok near there just teasers, short, 1 minute, 2 minutes be but full videos no YouTube and they be more monty some say I mean na video no short me say just teasers no go but share Facebook page no so sa be a link in that hole. Only say TikTok continue for link in to us but okay YouTube page and as TikTok profile no so o boss program where live or YouTube no or link this so because just say open open say program where live or intimate man say mo join and videos no many amount 14 commo worldwide name it countries baby to be share experience be share story me number say me number back to screen so sa number we WhatsApp is our number way. Your number is near 2 way and plus 23324 067789 and our plus 2332447909002. 2 numbers. Baby SVTV Africa. The 2 numbers. You bet me on WhatsApp me and I said your voice to say how on from but so by me show no to be a me will be a vibe. And to bet me a link up. Madam, I say, Madam production team, I say, Madam, my class, now, say, my shout out. TikTok, my signing out. Mama share or TikTok, more share, you know. Madam, I say, me shout out to all me, and then my class, no, I'm gonna join here. Mami Nyako at the parents, big ups to you, SVTV Africa fan back. Could they be who comments? But why are there big ups, Mami? Why are there, is it Meshach? Emisa, thank you so much for joining. Augustine, I saw joining class. Asida GH, thank you so much. God, thank you so much. God First Media, thank you so much for joining. Alhassan Medase, Abubakari, thank you so much for joining class. Priscilla Purity, thank you so much for joining. Yao Usika. Hey, Yusuf, thank you so much for joining. Seth Nooks, Medase, Danny Boy, thank you so much. Better days are coming. May I say Prince Bruce. May I say Boachi Kofi. Daniel Akufo. Thank you so much. Highest J. Thank you so much. Kwame Kusi. Edmond Amen son. May I say my wife still beats me. May I say Kofi. May I say Prince Kankam, thank you so much for joining. Ellen Kunedu Midasa joining on YouTube. Pa James, thank you so much. Sam Midase. Pa James Midase be okay. Teria Michael, big ups. J Owusu. Big man, thank you so much for joining. Lydia Ofori, Medase, Lydia Ofori, big ups. Mami Medase, for joining. Mami, big ups. SVTV Africa fan back. So no, I am whom comments pa. Kwejo Japan, thank you so much, Anthony. Is it Maka? Thank you so much. Obaya Medasa joining here. Solomon Intel, big ups. Okay, so Albini Salata. Albini Salata, what's up? Boko there. Ojam Ata Medasa joining here. Adepama, thank you so much for joining. Stephen Mensah. Graham, thank you so much. Prince Bruce, big ups to you. Also, thanks SVCV Africa. Big ups to you too. Salome Kwe, thank you so much. Salo. Daniel Bacha, big ups. Kofi Apia. Baby Cobra, big ups to you. SVTV Africa fans, say, Moon join here. TikTok for social media videos. Hey, Matade, unshare diaba, unse diaba. We go show a video so no swing a day frame. Me how you swing a day. Uti obi story a swing a bibi frame. Aha no, enye me team me mpe me team toka no me pesa. Me tie stories, me tie ade bia obi swing a bibi frame. Ene na me na me ka say opportunities no ho ene. O share me one guy or the school or a teacher direct employment ko share US. Nyama kan nyina. People will not go pay attention. Hey, they go watch somebody, they catch this one do this, somebody negative, and then wow. When you brewa brabo ma, it never will be hard. This life. So if you click this mind and start looking for opportunities. Madam, someone show me signing out TikTok. Ruth also me that is joining here. Two. Me signing out for TikTok for me. That say big shout out to Munina. YouTube for so me that say SVTV Africa fans. Yeah, me that say someone joining here. My signing out. Ushamu Chroma. Me numbers now. Always me WhatsApp me. And that's how they just voice note. Oh, friend me there. Who be disappointed? Me that someone joining here.
My name is Calibos, the only boss with one S. Happy new month to all of you. Welcome to a month of new possibilities. Do you know why life has been made so easy? It's because of Tap Send. People, Tap Send is here to make your life easy if you want to transfer money to Ghana, if you want to transfer from USA, if you want to transfer from UK, Europe, Canada, a lot of places all to Ghana. And guess what? When it comes to Ghana, there's no e-levy charge. So, what are you waiting for? Download Tap Send on Google Play Store and App Store and be ready for exciting offers coming your way each time, every time on Tap Send.
Tap Send. Send more, spend less.